So, I wanted to talk a little bit about a movement that I believe is largely hidden to most people. And that movement is called technocracy. It sounds really weird. It almost sounds like something made up. But unfortunately, it's very real. And as best evidence for the existence of its movement, there's actually several documentaries. You can find them all over the place, especially like YouTube and things. But did you know that Elon Musk's own grandfather was part of the technocratic movement in Canada a long time ago? So they've mentioned that on the news. But anyway, long story short, I'll try to sum it up the best way I possibly can. So the technocratic movement, or as the people who would run the system be called as technocrats, effectively what these people are aiming for is a sort of control or regulation. They think that basically society can be managed and controlled, or should be at least. I'm not going to be able to fill you in on all of their policies, but needless to say, the technocrats basically treat society the way a scientist would treat a lab, in that they, well, if we only had a little bit of this here, a little bit of this there, and the problem is that's just not the way humans work. But yet they've never given up on their dream, and though you don't hear about them very much, the simple fact is they're still around, and I think they're more prominent than many people even realize, even if you had heard of the technocratic movement. Anyway, long story short, I personally believe that these people are still very much in existence, have far more control than even I probably suspect, and there's something about their movement that's almost religion to them, in that they will not give up on it. Now, with that in mind, the whole month of January, I am going to be putting out videos in relation to preparedness. Sorry about that. You got a snowplow guy. And none of these videos are going to be extreme. I'm not asking you to go become Rambo or anything like that. I'm just going to be asking questions about how have you gotten prepared for a future that isn't maybe as bright as it once was. And in some of these areas, you already may be fairly well prepared. In other areas, you might be far lacking behind. Now, I recently took an assessment of sorts to see how prepared I was. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't really disappointed in myself for my lack of preparation. In some areas, I am trying to make up for it, like with my silver holdings, and trying to, own assets that are worth something, right? But in any case, I'll be giving you some information that will at least give you some room for thought, or pause for thought, or whatever it is. Some things to think about, like, okay, I didn't think about that. Maybe I should work on that aspect. Whatever, right? Anyway, so that's what the month of January is going to be about, is how to be prepared for a future that isn't maybe going to be as bright as our ancestors had in this country. So anyway, this is the video for Wednesday morning. That's December 31st. And I hope all of you have an awesome day. And I will see you all next year. Bye-bye.